A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, Hitchcock. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hitchcock. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got it to Williams. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Now Williams. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Throwing on 3rd and long. Hitchcock. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence, and here, that sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you can see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Kill. Regular.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Here we go.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but they definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike 3. We ain't giving up nothing today.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That's complete to Robinson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the gun, it's Drake. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Running from the shotgun with Drake.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Hurry, hurry! Hey, Delta! Switch. Hey, 133.
Mayfield to throw it. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Hey, high 7.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. And it'll bring up 3rd down. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
What's tight? Tight is right. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. Pistol. Regular. Hey, echo. Mike 4.
From the gun, Mayfield. This is caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. The give to Taylor. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Hey, Alpha.
To throw on 3rd down, Hitchcock. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Alert 3, alert 3. Wait.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 1.
That's trash.
From the gun on 3rd down. Dobbs. It's complete to Drake. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Let's go now. Okay, come on. Tag back. Everyone, we got 4 down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Alert, 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 alert. You think you won't get this? You think you won't get this? Hey, Haywood.
Mayfield to throw it this time. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd down and 12. To throw, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right?
He's got a man, complete. And all the way to the opposite 45. It's a big play there. 52 yards. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Off the play fake. Hitchcock. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he's going to go down again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big.
Bravo! 59 Mike, 59 Mike, check, 59. Ready?
From the gun, Hitchcock looking deep here for Ebron. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Run. Jim. Kill.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded just inside the 20. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
Let's see if they do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Alert, alert! Pistol, pistol, pistol. Protein spill. Here we go, team.
Mayfield. He completes it to Henry. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Check the backer, check the backer. Alert, 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 alert. Rush in.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And some room to roam now. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Go, go.
Here's Mayfield. And this is taken in at the 5. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Watch the run. X3. 2 shots.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Watch one. Your track. Hey, alert 33.
Now Mayfield. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The kick by Carlson is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part. Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
61, matchbox light. He's checking credit. Coming.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman, certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9.
Yeah, let's go second. Hey, dude. Hey, shut up.
Operating from the gun. Hitchcock throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 11 yards there, first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
The outlaw. Squeeze, double.
On first down, Hitchcock. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
I'm going back to you. Hey, wahoo!
From the gun, Hitchcock going deep for Eifert. And got his man complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On,
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's go, let's go.
Here's Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Ready? Hey, Charlie. 59. Mike's 59.
Operating from the gun. Hitchcock. And Eifert has it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That goes for a gain of 31.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with a fullback, Zach Line. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
6-6, pull it high. Ready?
They'll run it with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. Back now at Soldier Field as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. They come out here in the eye. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Joseph now to kick this one away.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Zero, Mike 3. Oh, yeah. Regular. Mike 3. Let's go, D. Up. I got you.
Mayfield looks to throw. And this is caught by Evans. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the fourth quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see, and other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, Delta. Mike 4. Push him back.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. Airing this one out for Evans. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Mike Evans, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
First down and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And
he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check three.
Now a give, right side. It's Taylor. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. That's the run he's been waiting for, Charles. He's been bottled up all game. That run alone got him more yards than he had in all his previous carries combined.
And don't think for a second he doesn't know that, because every back that I know can almost calculate every yard with every step that they take. He had to be frustrated because of what's happened during the game. Has to feel a lot better after that run.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
On the snap.
Back to throw. Hitchcock looking deep here. And it's caught. Touchdown. Eric Ebron. His 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Joseph now to kick this one away.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. That was a fantastic job of keeping that play alive. He had a chance to tuck it. I thought he might.
They work on those situations all the time. This is coached, being able to keep your eyes downfield, keep the play alive, and not automatically run with the football. How about that lesson absorbed, and it turned into a big play?
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Shift.
They'll run on 1st down. Drake. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Switch.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Mike 3. Watch the run. Hey, alert 33. Combo.
Mayfield down. Got an open man. It's Radley. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Watch the safety creep.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Where's the mic? Watch 1.
Now this time he'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden, they're down. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He'll look to throw. Ebron with it over the middle. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Back to throw. McKinnon here, it's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute.
We all knew the situation. We're in the 4th quarter. Who's going to step up and make the big play? Well, we just saw it, didn't we? Took their shot, downfield, got it, and now they're in a great position to take the lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Good. 180. Hurry. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Real. Pistol. So nice number one. Pilot, 64. Reach. One touch.
He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Point it right. Alert. Hey, Alpha. Here we go.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. Hey, we're 33.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson finding the end zone on the game's final play. And the Bears have retaken the lead. The extra point is good, and on the final play of the game, they walk away with a victory. Well, that was a fun game to witness, partner. A touchdown there at the very end to win this thing.
And that's really where the emphasis is, right? The touchdown to win it. I know that they put a little on top, right? What's your favorite dessert? You know, what do you put on top of your favorite dessert?
You put whipped cream,
Yeah,
maybe a cherry.
There you go. The whipped cream, the cherry, whatever you want to talk about, that's what they put on it. But the story, the touchdown to win it, that's how they got it done.
So for Chicago, their very slim playoff hopes get a boost as they move to 5-7, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9, and they will